Mr. Fuest, when you look at the latest IFO number, how worried are you about the German economy now compared to when we spoke 6 weeks ago?
Well, it's certainly not getting better. And what's worrying is that the weakness in manufacturing continues, but it's now spreading. So we see numbers worsening in the services sector, and that's not just industrial services. So it's really broadening out. The only sector that is holding up really is construction.
We've also seen a number of business surveys and data reports actually suggesting that it's starting to affect hiring trends in Germany. Is that what you're seeing?
That's what we are seeing in manufacturing. Employment is declining. In services, we still see hirings, but they are also going down. So this is starting to affect the labor market, no doubt.
So how much is that going to impact domestic demand?
I think this will very likely have an impact. We don't see that yet, but there's no doubt that as consumers are maybe just worried about their jobs, even if they don't lose them, they will cut back spending. We currently see consumption weaker than just a few months ago, so this is already having an impact.
What prospects are there for the industrial slowdown to actually bottom out? When are you expecting that to happen, Mr. Fuest?
I think a lot depends on what happens to Brexit and what happens to trade wars. In our forecast, the base scenario is that these things will calm down, that there will not be a hard Brexit. Now we see the new government in the UK increasing the likelihood of a hard Brexit. Probably we see that the trade war is continuing. If the trade wars get worse and if there is a hard Brexit, we won't expect this to bottom out. If this calms down, if we get a deal with the UK, we would expect things to stabilize in the fall.
So, Mr. Fuest, are you telling me that just by the appointment of Boris Johnson, together with the composition of his cabinet, that it's almost having an impact on also investors and how chief executives may spend in Germany in the next couple of months?
I think it might. I think uncertainty grows. Nobody knows whether this really increases the likelihood of a hard Brexit, or what could also happen is some kind of Nixon goes to China effect, meaning Boris Johnson would be the person able to come up with a deal with the EU and convince Brexiteers that this was the best possible deal. That is the optimistic scenario. But certainly uncertainty is growing, and that does have an impact. Many companies, I'm sure, will now wait with the suspend investments and see what this government does.